for being on the channel today.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Lovely day in Ebisu.
Yes, yes. Weather is great. Thank you again.
Okay, so of all the seasons, which season would you say is your favorite?
In Japan?
Yeah.
Well, I'm from Canada, so summer is too hot. So I would say definitely spring or fall. And definitely fall because I like having like a coat on and you're not too hot in the trains. So definitely I think fall is my favorite one. Yeah.
All right, so you are from Canada. Man, it's so far away.
Yes, it is. Canada, Quebec more specifically. So first language is French, so
What?
it's nice.
All right, we'll
living
say
in
hello
English.
to the people on the channel in French, please. Tell them in French. Welcome to Sandy's channel.
Bienvenue à Sandy's channel. Merci de nous écouter aujourd'hui. And now I'll switch back in English, but shout out to all the French people.
Thank you so much. All right, so today I want to talk to you a little bit, Ali, about your journey to Japan from Canada, right? So what has it been like for you? How long have you been here?
So I've been here 1 year and a few months. So I came here last August 2019, right fresh from university, moving to Japan, first time living in a big city. So it's been amazing. It's been hard. Like I would split it in two sections. Like the first 6 months were a lot of learning. I was really tired, maybe from studying in university, but I didn't really go out. I wanted to stay home. And again, my sister lives here, right? So I was a bit kind of really comfortable staying home with my sister, so I didn't feel like I had to socialize. But with Corona forcing me to stay inside, now that we can kind of go out a little bit more since June or July, I've been really trying to go out there and meet people, meeting you, and yes, meeting just a lot of people, and I feel like I'm finally myself again.
Feeling like yourself. So is it that you did not feel like yourself before?
Yeah, I mean, it was a lot of like trying to figure out how to act in Japan. So to all the viewers that may or may not know, I mean, Japan has like a lot of unwritten societal rules that, let's say my sister is really good, she's been here for 5 years, but I've always been like loud and like colorful, and I don't know, I feel like even in the trains in Japan, there was a lot of things that I wanted to do that suddenly I can't really do. Always trying to make myself like smaller to try to fit in whatever mold it is. But yeah, I think slowly I'm kind of learning to be like changing the mold or adapting the mold to me rather than me to the mold. So
Yeah.
I don't know, it's been like a journey to adapt, but yeah, maybe that's why I'm starting to feel a bit better.
A journey to adapt. So you spoke about the train. For persons who can't relate to that, what would you want to do as an example on the train that you think you can't do in Japan?
So like, I don't know, it's like little things, right? That the thing that like, let's say I can't really eat or drink in the train, which for me, it's like, come on, it's just like a chips, you know? I would eat a chip on the train because I was like, whatever, I'm just gonna eat. And then my sister's like, what are you doing? It's so rude. And I'm like, it's just a chip, people need to get over it. And like, I don't know, I wanted to force people to kind of adapt to me, you know?
Yeah.
It's not like smelly or anything, or even in the morning, because I'm working here in Japan, so you know everyone has like the black suit and everyone kind of looks really like homogenous. And in the winter especially, I would have like this coat with like a bright pink scarf, and I think it was maybe my type to like my way of trying to rebel myself of like, there's no way I'm gonna stick with like the dark blue or black suit. Even when I first started at my job, I wanted to wear like bright shirts and everything, and my sister was like, you know, in Japanese company, you can't really be like too loud with the color when you first come in a company. And I was like, what is this? This is stupid. But I mean, I still had to do it because I'm in Japan, so I'm still kind of trying to be part of whatever culture it is. Thankfully now it's been 1 year, so I can wear red on my nails and like more colorful clothes. But at the beginning, it was a bit tiring to try and be like, oh, true, I cannot do this. I need to tame it down a little bit.
Okay. So you have had to do quite a bit of things to adapt to this new culture. The thing though, Ali, is that when there are many people, when they think about like the white experience in Japan, they would think that, okay, you would be having a blast. You'd be making so many friends and stuff. So as someone from a different race and from a different culture, I want to get your perspective about what that has been like for you. What has dating been like? Let's talk about that.
I mean, just first of all, I come from Canada in a small hometown, like very countryside, where everyone looks like me, right? All my friends are blonde. Everyone has like blue or green eyes or white. So I never thought it was a thing that much. But when I came to Japan, that's when everyone is like, oh, for you it must be so easy, you know, your blonde blue eyes. I'm like, all my girlfriends back home, we all look the same, literally. Like, I never thought it was a thing, but here, obviously, I can see that it is, because people stares at you in the trains. Even the little kids, they like look at you like, obviously they're not used to seeing someone that looks like me, maybe. In terms of dating, it's been the most awkward thing ever.
Really?
Yes, because a lot of people are like, oh my god, your blonde and blue eyes must be so easy. Sure, maybe someone wants me for the fetish of being white and looking this way, but do they really want me as a person? I don't think so. You know, I don't think they know me that much. So yeah, it's been really hard, and especially as a foreigner, and I don't speak Japanese, right? So my pool of dating is more the foreigner side. And then, as you may know, Sandy, 90% of the foreigner men coming here come from, so for specific reasons, whether it is, you know, they like the culture or the Asian fetish or mangas, whatever it is. And for me, I'm really far from that. So these type of guy, you know, I don't really go with them. And then there's always this stereotype of the military American men in Japan, which I'm trying not to go for that as well. So it leaves at 1 or 2% of like people that are dateable, I guess. But yes, I try to go for people who come from like mixed background, that are not here for like those type of reasons, but maybe more, I don't know, they're half Japanese or just their family is here. But it's been definitely challenging to try and filter those people, definitely.
Okay, well, I can relate to that, certainly,
Right?
yes. But so give us one experience of dating. Have you had even one successful date, and just walk us through what that was like?
I guess like there was one successful dating at the beginning when I first came to Japan. We dated maybe 2 or 3 months. It was nothing crazy. But I mean, he came from, so he was Japanese, but he had lived in the States since he was 12. So I guess in that sense, it was great because he would understand me, and me who has a sister who's also married to a Japanese guy. I also understand a lot about Japanese culture. So I think it was a great mix of like understanding the dynamic, whereas, you know, he would teach me about some Japanese culture or aspect that I did not know. And then he would understand me and my personality as a foreign woman and what I expect out of a relationship versus what a relationship is for Japanese people, where it's often more like transactional rather than like emotional and like growing and loving each other's side. So in that sense, it was good. Whereas other guys that I tried to date that were foreigner, I don't know, it's like a different dynamic. Everyone kind of just passed through Japan, so no one really wants to commit too much because we never know how long we're going to be here or things like that. So I guess for me, the people that I've dated, definitely it's easier for me to go for guys that are half Japanese, half something else, and they usually are in Japan for like good reasons for their background other than like some other idea that they have about Japan.
Yeah, and it's so interesting to hear your experience today. Like, I really value hearing about your journey here, because I would think for me, I'm a little bit more introverted. I can be extroverted sometimes, but I think I'm more introverted. And I always looked at persons who are more extroverted as if they would have, you know, a greater time in Japan, they would meet more people. But hearing from you, a self-expressed extrovert, you're saying that you have also had to take steps to adapt.
Yes.
Right? So it's good to hear that. For other foreigners who are coming to Japan, whether they're introverts or extroverts, based on your experience, what are some tips you would give to them on how to adapt to the Japanese culture?
I guess maybe something I didn't do too much before coming was like research a bit more about the culture. Just try to understand things that, like in Japan society, like how they still view the women, or like equality dynamic, which is very different from Canada, especially Quebec, where it's very like equality's been there for like the it's in the 80s, so it's like very different. So yeah, I guess just try to learn as much as you can about like the social aspect, and not just like the Japanese movies or mangas or whatever it is, but really like in a social way, like how Japan is. And even if you prepare as much as you can, I think that as long as you're not living it here, you're still not gonna understand fully the extent that how different it is and in what sphere everything is affected, whether it's work or dating or even whichever. The culture is so different that it really affects things in I don't know, every sphere of your life without even realizing.
Okay, I want to thank you so much, Ali, for being on the channel today and for sharing your journey from Canada to Japan with us.
No problem. Thank you so much for having me, and hopefully that's going to help and incite people to come to Japan, because it's a beautiful place, but definitely very different than what we can expect, I guess, from the Western perspective.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.